and welcome to the latest instalment of the Tyre Recycling Podcast. Before we start this episode, we really need your help with something. At the moment, only 13% of our lifetime viewers are subscribed to this channel. We'd really like to increase that number to 20%, and we can only do that with your participation. So, before you watch this video or listen to the podcast, please hit that subscribe button. Subscribing helps our content travel further, and we will in the long run be able to invest more and more in this content. So please subscribe today. Thank you for helping, and on with today's show. Hi there, and welcome to the Tyre and Rubber Recycling Podcast. We're here now with episode 53 in our series. Ewan, how are you doing today? And as usual, could you give our viewers and listeners the lowdown on what they can expect from today's episode?
Hi, Richard. Thanks for having me again. I'm fine. And in this episode, we're interviewing Paul Lloyd from Farrell Pomini and Dan Hutchinson from WF Recycle Tech in the UK. This is an interesting development. The UK can't call them startup because they've been on the go for 10 years. But they're now, after 10 years of research and development, looking at commercializing their plant. And they've been doing this in partnership with Farrell Pomini, which is part of the HF Mixing Group, one of the biggest suppliers of equipment to the tire industry. So there's some dynamics in this one that might prove to be quite interesting.
Absolutely. Okay, so let's press the play button and listen to that interview right now.
Can you introduce yourselves with your role titles?
Paul, do you want to go first? Or?
I can do. My name's Paul Lloyd. I'm a director of WF Recycle Tech. I'm also the president of Farrell Corporation, the business unit director of Farrell Pomini, which is part of the HF Mixing Group.
My name's Daniel Hutchinson. I'm a director of WF Recycle Tech, and we are a UK pyrolysis technology provider looking to produce and sell environmentally friendly and economically viable systems for processing of end-of-life tyres throughout the UK and eventually worldwide.
Okay, thank you for that. Right, can I start by asking about WF Recycle Tech? Where has this technology come from? And have you been pyrolyzing tyres in the UK?
Yeah, the company was incorporated in 2013. And we've really spent the last 10 years honing the design of our system. And we forged a relationship with Farrell Pomini at the inception of the project. We use Farrell mixing technology in our design. And yes, over the last 10 years, we've been working with our engineering team as well as Farrell Pomini on perfecting what is our first generation system, which is operational in the UK. And we are using it as a testing facility at the moment. But we're looking to ramp up to commercial operation in the next year or two.
Okay. Now, I understand you're looking at 1.5 tons per hour, which I think on a single shift would give 3.5 to 4,000 tons per year. Would that be correct?
Yeah. I mean, we're looking for the commercial systems will be 1.5 tons. Our first generation system processes 500 kilograms an hour, so it's a scale up by 3, which in engineering terms isn't too hard to replicate. We have focused on making sure that we produce a reliable, consistent system in the last 10 years, and making sure we make the design as simple as possible, really, and not include too much ducting where there is a tendency for maintenance to be required. We're trying to keep the system simple using tried and tested technology, but we do have a USP in the It's a unique sort of patented two-stage process, which incorporates a Farrell mixer.
Okay. So, Paul, can you tell me why Farrell Pomini are interested in this technology?
Yes, there's several reasons, Ewan. First of all, in the background, Farrell Pomini is part of HF Mixing Group. HF Mixing Group is one of the largest suppliers of processing technology to the tire industry. So we have a long-standing relationship with the tire industry and a long background of providing capital equipment to the tire industry. So we've always been interested in tires, the production of tires and end-of-life tires. Second stage, we identified early on, going back, as Dan said, to 2013, an opportunity to work with WF on a continuous pyrolysis basis using the continuous mixer that Farrell produced. The traditional market for that is more aimed towards the plastics processing market, where it's used predominantly for the production of master batch and for compounds. Bringing the two technologies together, the front-end mechanical shear development of the Farrell continuous mixer and the second stage pyrolysis chamber, when we did an evaluation, we believed this to be a very, very good combination of technologies and a very, very good solution to give a continuous pyrolysis system to the market, which again helps to overcome some of the challenges there are in processing end-of-life tires and give a good end-of-life product with the benefits of being a continuous system, which is again the basis of our technology.
So, Farrell Pomini through HF Mixing, you have a connection with the tire industry already, yeah?
Yes, the vast majority of our business, the tire industry used HF Mixing Group and Farrell equipment for the production of tires. So our business, we build tire building machines, we build extrusion equipment, tire curing presses, and we also include the technology which we're closest to here, which is for the mixing of the rubber compounds which go into the tire sector. And this is all technology we have within the group for the production of tires. We didn't have any technology within our group for the circularity of tires and what happens to tires at the end of the process, which was where we saw the opportunity here with WF to help our customers in the tire sector in order to achieve circularity, which they pursue, and to maximize the benefits of the tire at the end of its life.
Okay, so you must have done due diligence on this before you became involved. So I presume you talked to tire manufacturers and found out what they wanted from recovered carbon black.
Yes, we did. And again, as Dan mentioned, this has been quite a long-term project. We started working together in 2013. And again, initially, we were looking at really using the technology for the production of oils to turn into energy. And between 2013 and 2023, there's a lot more emphasis within the tire industry, within the customer base for the circularity of the product. The RCB that's being produced is developed, and we've worked with people to see the benefits that can bring to various different processes. The attitudes have changed along the way, and again, I think now it's very clear there's a hunger in the market for more recycled content, more reused content into tires. All of our customers have targets to meet. They're being very aggressive to meet these targets, and our RCB plays a significant part in that. What they need in terms of next level isn't just RCB. They need a consistent supply of high quality, consistent RCB, which they can put into their production systems. And this is where we feel the continuous technology that WF have developed can really help to satisfy that requirement and provide that solution for them.
So Dan, can you tell me, WF Recycle Tech is with, you've been working on this project for a long time now. And in that 10 years, the market has changed dramatically. We see the likes of Enviro has made a breakthrough, and Michelin have become involved. We've got Pyrum in Germany, New Energy in Hungary, and several others across Europe who are already either producing commercially or close to producing commercially. How do you feel you're going to compete with that more developed market?
Well, it's clear that there are a lot of competitors and it is a growing market. And you mentioned obviously a few there, the big players in the industry. I think there is still a lot of scope for expansion within this industry. I feel it's only going to grow as years go by. We're looking for new ways of recycling tires because you're getting to, restrictions on baling tires abroad, and there's other applications for tire crumb in sports pitches, which is not really being well sounded with the microplastic pollution. So there is a growing need for effective and reliable pyrolysis systems. And whilst there are a few companies getting to a good stage at the moment, there is still a lot of the market yet to be explored, I feel, especially in the UK. There's you mentioned European companies there. I mean, our initial goal in the first instance is to provide systems in the UK. And our company strategy really has been based on small scale, affordable, localized systems. So, we appreciate that there is benefits to having larger scale operations, but they tend to come with drawbacks, like they tend to be in remote locations and you have to pay for the feedstock to be delivered to that remote location. They're very capital intensive in terms of funding, and the permitting is very arduous, long and costly. Smaller scale systems, you don't have those three drawbacks. We want to bring the solution to the problem, and our throughput at 1.5 tons an hour, it would mean when we build our commercial operation, we're talking with the permitting office for the local EA, not the national EA. And so it's a communication and facilitating the grant of a permit is a lot easier. And so that we feel there's a significant gap there, and one which we're looking to exploit. And although, yes, we have been working on our system for a while, we've wanted it to be that way so we can refine our system and not come to market with something which we weren't, 100% happy with. And we feel that with the significant number of tests we've done on our first generation system over the years, we've got to a stage where we're very happy with the product we've got, and we just want to commercialize it.
Okay, so in terms of the market in the UK, for example, there are a number of recyclers who might be interested, I guess. Have you approached any local authorities? Because I know that I live in Kirklees in West Yorkshire, and I know that they spend something like £100,000 a year clearing up dumped tyres, and they have to pay to get rid of them. Is that a possible market for you?
Yes, it is a possible market, and they are definitely companies we have approached and are continuing conversations with, as well as tyre recyclers, because as you say, it's a significant problem and you have to pay to get rid of the tyre. So and we feel that there is enough scope and enough demand for our system out there based on the existing communication we've had with potential clients that it's only going to benefit us moving forward with producing our commercial lines.
Right. And how far are you off having a commercial plant?
Well, we're in discussions at the moment with regard to the start of the build for our first commercial system, and that should be finished at the very beginning of 2025, we hope, and operational at that stage as well. So that's the goal. But let's see how things progress. But we have held very positive talks.
We'll be returning to the Tyre Recycling podcast very shortly. But first, we have a quick message from one of our sponsors, Eagle International. Eagle International is a leading designer and manufacturer of tyre shears, balers, sidewall cutters, debeaders and derimmers. However, one of their key focuses is on downsizing tyres to make recycling and reusing a whole lot easier. Eagle International builds equipment that can process anything as small as 20-inch ATV tyres through to 59, 80, R63 OTR tyres. The sidewall cutter and super slicer from Eagle International are two of the best options on the market for removing sidewalls from scrap tyres. The sidewall cutter is designed to handle a max size of super single truck tyres and features a hydraulic tyre lift and an average cycle time of 11 seconds for truck tyres and 7 seconds per passenger tyre. The Eagle Super Slicer can remove sidewalls from tyres from up to 44 inches on the outside diameter. This machine is suited for a variety of tyres sized within passenger and semi-classes. Its ability to quickly adjust between tyre sizes allows the operator to cut the bead out of the sidewall. The Super Slicer has an average cycle time of 12 seconds for truck tyres and 8 seconds for passenger tyres. Both machines come in portable or stationary configurations. Each offers an upgrade to include the Eagle Tread Cutter attachment, which allows the user to quickly cut the tread into segments with a cycle time of 3 to 5 seconds. Eagle International tyre recycling equipment is here to help you reduce size, reduce waste, and reduce impact. Find out more by visiting eagle-equipment.com. Now, it's time to return to the podcast.
Paul, with regards to the tyre industry, the tyre industry needs consistency, it needs specification, and it needs volume. Is this something that you can use your technology and your experience with to help WF Recycle Tech meet tyre industry demands?
Absolutely. And I think that's where we really can help to leverage for them, to give them the advantage. We're confident in the technology that they have. We're confident of the pyrolysis system that's been developed. But there's many steps between that and getting a product that the tyre industry can use on an ongoing basis. And I think our experience in delivering process systems that give consistent outputs and reliability so that they can get a consistent economic product that can work in their systems is critical, number one. Number two, we have a long-standing understanding of the way that tires are produced, the rubber in terms of rubber processing, also on our plastic side, plastics processing as well, because the plastics processing industry can take RCB from these systems as well. And we feel that working together with WF and the conduit to partnership with the tire systems and technical rubber goods suppliers, we should be able to assist in modifying the specification, making sure the output is fit for purpose. This is aided with the WF system because the continuous nature of the system and the system flexibility means we have quite a large operating window, so we can actually change specifications around of the RCB that's produced. We've done recent tests to meet the levels of the current ASTM standards and things where we've altered residence times, temperatures to see a completely different output of RCB from the system. We think this experience coupled with the flexibility of the WF system can assist in giving the product that the tire industry and other potential processors are looking for.
I think just to go one further as well from what Paul was saying, in terms of the unique aspects of our system and what makes it different from others on the market, is that the two-stage process tends to produce a raw recovered carbon black, which has a very low average particle size. And this has numerous benefits. One of the main benefits being the post-processing energy requirement. So as it's such a low particle size overall, it requires less energy in the milling process. And as a result, it can be a huge cost saver on that side of things. I mean, we've done tests in the past, and it's actually required a third of the energy consumption that conventional RCB has required at that stage, and that's very positive from our perspective. And it also helps with the dispersion of the product anyway. At that point, it's already at a stage where it can compete with milled products, if you like, and we've had very positive results on our in-rubber testing and the dispersion of our material.
Okay, when you say when you say a two-stage process, can you explain a bit more about what you mean by that?
Yeah, essentially, we have a pre-processing unit and a main pyrolysis reactor. So, but essentially, it goes through, rather than putting the material in cold to the reactor, it goes through a pre-treatment phase, which before it meets the reactor, which is a patented technology of ours, as I was saying, and it's something that no other system has incorporates in the way that we do. And it has led to some very encouraging and positive results with the raw RCB. And we're very excited about that because it's not just us saying it; it's industry experts and also milling companies saying they're very excited about the product we produce.
Okay, and you have a continuous process, so you don't have the issue of heating and cooling of the reactor.
No, it's continuous, and the reactor is electrically heated, which is I think quite crucial because a lot of systems fall down with cooler parts of the reactor causing issues. So we've got 4 heating zones per reactor, and we've got 2 reactors, and that's just aids with our process control and flexibility. But yes, to answer your question, no, there's no issues with cooling down during the process.
Thank you. Is there anything else that either of you would want to add to this?
Not from my side. Paul, have you got anything you want to raise?
I think again, it's just you've drawn it out quite nicely. You and out of us, it's a unique patented system for pyrolysis on a continuous basis, which we feel has got significant benefits. So again, we understand the technology is fairly new to the market, and it's a new market. We hope that people will be excited by WS technology as Farrell and HF Mixing Group are. And again, I think we couple that together with our experience of building processes for a process industry that works. And I think, again, it's a good partnership that we would encourage people to research further and get in contact with us.
Yeah. I mean, from a WF point of view, it's great to have the partnership we have had with Farrell for the last 10 years. And they have been really useful and it's been a great partnership in terms of the synergy that we have in the industry in terms of that they have the mixing capabilities for new tires with HF, and we have the solution to recycle tires. So, there is a huge incentive there as to why we work together. And it's been very good over the last 10 years.
Okay, so there you have it. There was our interview. Ewan, what can our viewers take away from that interview today?
I think there's a couple of interesting points there. The first is the involvement of Farrell Pomini from the outset, and their links through. These are guys who know the industry, they have the contacts, they know what the industry needs, and they know how to provide what the industry needs. And they're involved with a pyrolysis operation. They're part of it. They're providing technology that makes the WF Recycle Tech system work. So it looks like there's a bit of a dynamic at play there that might bring WF Recycle Tech closer to the tire industry quicker than some might expect.
Awesome. Okay. Well, thanks as always, Ewan, for arranging the interview, Ewan, and for your thoughts on it. We'll be back very soon with episode 54 of the Tyre Recycling Podcast. Thank you for watching.